Coming up on WFT's First at 5, a deadly shooting and a suspect in custody, the resources pouring in to help the impacted community.
And fighting over power, the ordinances involving the GRU Authority Board over who can appoint those members.
Plus, quarterback watch. We're going to be working to learn who will be UF signal caller when they head back into the swamp this weekend. First at 5 starts right now.
First at 5. From the University of Florida's College of Journalism and Communications, you're watching WUFT News.
In less than 30 minutes, we could learn if the GRU Authority Board will maintain being appointed by the governor, or if voters will have a say in who's in charge of the utility company. This is WFT's First at 5. I'm Charlize Ramos.
And I'm Jamie Goldman. Part of the 5:30 meeting will focus on whether a pair of ordinances will remain on the November ballot. WFT's Eva Garcia is live at GRU to break down the details of the ordinances and tonight's voting process.
Right now, Governor Ron DeSantis is in charge of selecting who serves on the GRU board. The GRU board was formed in order to take control of the rules and regulations and finances of the utility company. The ordinances discussed tonight will remove the governor's power to appoint those 5 members and give the customers of Gainesville the ability to select the board through the election process. Tonight's meeting will involve public comment for and against. The GRU board authority will vote on the issue after hearing from the community. If 4/5 of the board authority approves the referendum, the ordinances will be removed from the ballot. That means Governor DeSantis would continue to select the board members. We spoke to local residents right here out of the GRU, and all of them believed that the GRU should be selected by the people. There will be more on the voting process and results on WUFT.org. Reporting live from GRU, I'm Eva Garcia for WUFT.org.
Appalachia High School in Winder, Georgia is the latest scene of a mass shooting. 4 people were killed this morning in a shooting at the school that sits between Atlanta and Athens. 9 more people were hospitalized, and police say they have a suspect in custody. According to the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, the first shooting calls came in around 9:30 this morning. During a press conference, law enforcement didn't name a suspect, but did say the suspect is a teenager. They would not disclose that the suspect is affiliated with the school. Several parents and students say they quickly realized the gunfire was not a drill.
I feel sorry for the kids that they've had to experience such evil. I feel really sorry for the kids that they've had to experience this, and the parents who got those phone calls that it was their child. So,
Georgia Governor Brian Kemp says he has directed all available state resources to assist at the scene. President Biden has also been briefed on the shooting and says his administration will coordinate with state officials about federal support.
Another day of PM thunderstorms are on tap for north central Florida. As we take a look at the UF radar, you can see lines of storms moving through the area. And you can see clouds forming over I-75 in Alachua County from our DOT camera. The UF weather team says we are in store for a wet rest of your week. Let's get right over to UF meteorologist William Maxham live in the weather studio, timing out when today's storms are expected to arrive.
Yeah, we're looking at storms right now that are just going to keep on going through much of the evening right now. The showers actually kind of started to slow down across Alachua County, but still lots of heavy rain and a lot of lightning strikes over Levy County. We've got a couple more hours where we're going to keep showers and storms. The forecast this evening, the setup is this. Front is kind of stalled really across North Florida, and that's giving us days with ongoing showers and thunderstorms and potentially some flash flooding. We do have a small chance of seeing some flash flooding today. That risk in the level 1 out of 5 storms going to be kind of slowing down as we get later into the evening. We're into the 70s, but more showers and storms coming over the next several days. It's unsettled through the weekend. We do have some potential for flash flooding. We'll discuss that and the tropics in a few minutes.
On October 7th, Hamas waged one of the deadliest attacks on Israel. Now, a group is launching a virtual reality simulation in Gainesville to educate students on the events of that day. The Survive to Tell tour is bringing survivors of the Nova Music Festival massacre to share their stories with college campuses across the country. Today, UF Hillel invited students to experience the survivors' stories through immersive VR, which combined real footage, reenactments, and testimonies. Organizers say the purpose of this tour is to foster empathy and promote deeper conversations about the conflict in the Middle East.
For them to understand what people, like actual people, have been through, and also the power of a good story. This is what we believe in, and Israel is the NGO that runs this whole project. Tell your story, be authentic.
The national tour marks the official launch of the new virtual reality educational tool. The tour also aims to empower students to tackle ongoing anti-Semitism on college campuses.
Later this week, concerned community members, activists, and local organizations say they will gather at a city hall to demand Gainesville leaders to divest from companies profiting from the Israeli occupation of Palestine. Thursday's protest will include representatives from over 60 local organizations, unions, businesses, and faith centers giving speeches in front of the commission. The protest is expected to begin at noon.
Housing insecurity in the Alachua County area has been an ongoing concern for years. The Board of Commissioners have been working on plans to resolve this issue. WFT's Roches joins us live in the studio to tell us what one community leader and one housing advocate have to say about an update to the affordable housing plan. Mar?
According to Florida health charts in 2023, 20% of the population in Alachua County was living with severe housing problems. We looked into how the Board of Commissioners put housing affordability at the top of their priorities. Affordable housing can be difficult to navigate in Alachua County. That's one of the reasons the Board of Commissioners,
all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye.
Approved the proposed changes to the affordable housing plan. The update allocates $200,000 in vouchers to help housing insecure families pay for utilities, rent, and mortgage. Previously, it was $100,000. Alachua County Assistant Director of Community Support Services, Candy Nixon, says the county uses varying avenues to make it happen.
It's not one source, but many sources that come together.
Russ Hershick with Neighbor Housing and Development Corporation works with families who need assistance. He says the program helps eliminate stress.
There are definitely buyers that are taking advantage of it that would not have been able to purchase a home any other way.
According to Florida health charts, in 2024, the homelessness count reached 640.
Affordable housing is such an issue that although these buckets of money go a long way to helping us achieve some strategies, we will always need a commitment, right, at the federal and at the state and at the local level.
Another housing project currently in motion is the renovation of 2 motels that will become 65 new units. Rent would cost the tenant 30% of their income. Renovation completion is proposed for September 2025. The 2 motels we mentioned that are under renovation are the Budget Inn and the Scottish Inn. Sources of the funds include the State Housing Initiative Program, the Community Development Plot Grant, and Wild Spaces Public Places. Nixon expects each development project to take 1 to 3 years to be completed. Live in the studio, Roches, WUFT News.
We've learned 2 of the University of Florida students who have accepted a plea deal following their arrest at a campus protest in April. 23-year-old Keely Gliwa of Gainesville and 23-year-old Rosanna Bisram of Ocala pleaded no contest to a single count of resisting an officer without violence. Gliwa and Bisram are 2 of the 9 people who were arrested at a pro-Palestinian protest on the UF campus, and the first of the group to resolve their criminal cases. The 2 must pay $150 in court fees, donate another $150 to specific children's charities, and cannot be arrested again for their cases to be dropped in 6 months. Both protesters were suspended and banned from the UF campus for 3 years, and Gliwa's diploma was withheld.
We're waiting on whether UF starting quarterback Graham Mertz will suit up when the Gators take the field this weekend. Mertz was hurt during the season opener against Miami Saturday. WFT's Anna Tsemba is live at the Gators practice facility. Anna, you're expected to know who QB1 is when today's practices conclude.
It's still up in the air which Florida Gators quarterback will be going up against Samford. Quarterback Graham Mertz had a head concussion this past weekend against Miami and is still in concussion protocol. With the new SEC rules concerning disclosure of injuries, Gators head coach Billy Napier said he will announce after tonight's football practice who will be starting this weekend. It is assumed that if Mertz is hurt, second-string quarterback DJ Lagway will be the starter on Saturday night. Coming up on sports, the deeper dive to DJ Lagway and his potential for this weekend. Live at Hefner Football Training Center, I'm Anna Tsemba, WUFT News.
Coming up next, when First at 5 returns, Gainesville city leaders are squashing rumors about Citizens Field, what they want neighbors to know about any changes to the city landmark.
And thousands of acres of land dedicated to growing citrus is declining in Florida. What, besides hurricanes, are impacting one of the state's largest industries?
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
The amount of land in Florida dedicated to growing citrus continues to shrink. Reports issued last week by the U.S. Department of Agriculture show Florida had 17% fewer acres used for growing oranges, grapefruit, and other citrus than in 2023. Nearly 300,000 acres in Florida continue to be used for citrus production, down from 332,000 last year. Hendry County saw the largest decrease over the past year. Citrus land has been dwindling for more than 2 decades as the industry has faced pressure from residential and commercial growth, increased foreign competition, hurricanes, and the effects of citrus greening disease. However, Florida Citrus Mutual CEO Matt Joyner says the industry remains viable as Florida continues to have more acres in citrus production than in any other state.
A lot of this acreage that we're seeing lost is not lost for good. I think you'll see a lot of that come back into production as growers look to replant. But right now they're taking care of what they've got.
Hurricane Ian, which made landfall in September 2022 in southwest Florida, caused massive damage in prime citrus growing areas. The industry closed out the next season with nearly 18 million boxes of oranges harvested. That was up from more than 15 million boxes produced during the previous season, which was the lowest orange total in 90 years.
The state's citizen property insurance ended last week with more than 1 million policies, but regulators approved proposals that could lead to batches of policies moving to private insurers in November. Citizens has seen a gradual increase in policies over the past several weeks, but last week, the Florida Office of Insurance Regulation signed off on the proposals that could lead to 7 private insurers taking up to 220,000 policies from citizens in November. It's part of a depopulation program. That program is designed to shift policies from citizens into the private market. The company became Florida's largest insurer in recent years amid financial problems in the private market.
The policyholders of Florida who are already paying, for the most part, higher rates in the private market. So the smaller we are, the less of a risk of an assessment on Floridians.
Citizens officials have projected that the state's insurer of last resort could have fewer than 1 million policies by the end of the year. But amid the hurricane season, policies are not expected to start leaving citizens until late October. The six-month season will end November 30th.
The city of Gainesville is putting rumors to rest about Citizens Field. City officials say there will be no major construction on the field in the near future, and the public will be able to offer feedback before work starts. The city will review plans and cost estimates which may involve the expansion of the MLK Jr. Multi-Purpose Center, new fields, and the construction of a new fire station. Citizens Field is home to Gainesville, Buchholz, and Eastside football and soccer teams.
Several north central Florida counties will see an uptick in funding from state leaders to boost job growth. Governor Ron DeSantis awarded funding for workplace development and infrastructure through the Florida Job Grant and Rural Infrastructure Fund. The money is spread out among communities in Citrus County, Cross City, and Cedar Key. Citrus County will receive $2.8 million. Cedar Key Water and Sewer District is set to get $2.5 million, and Cross City will receive $620,000. Showers and thunderstorms could lead to some
stormy weather is headed our way over the next couple days, and flash flooding is a concern. We'll talk about when the heaviest rain is coming next.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
Welcome back yet again. It's another stormy afternoon right now. Gainesville not picking up any heavy rain, but there are some heavy showers. Williston picking up heavy rain right now and lots of lightning across Levy County. Expect several more hours of showers this evening, and we'll repeat this process every day through the next several. Flash flood risk tomorrow in the marginal category. That's a level 1 of 5. It's a low risk, but we've already seen some areas of flooding from today around the Jacksonville area where they picked up around 3 or 4 inches of rain this morning. Same weather setup for tomorrow. Stationary front sitting on top of the region, and that's giving a little bit of lift to the atmosphere, helping to increase our potential for heavy rain as more showers come our way with this feature still right on top of us. But we'll see some changes in the short term. Through the day tomorrow, we'll see showers and storms. Again, the Panhandle in North Florida picking up the majority of that action, but showers and storms going to start to get out of the forecast by the end of the weekend. Second cold front going to give a little push to this one and help to clear our skies, but we still have several more days before that's going to happen. And between now and the end of the weekend, potentially 2-3 inches of rain pretty much over the entire area, with some pockets potentially getting a little more than that. Flash flooding is a concern, but severe weather is not. We're looking at showers just dumping heavy rain and producing rainfall rates around 3 or 4 inches an hour, but fortunately that's not happening over campus right now. We have had a little bit of rain in the past 24 hours, but again, several more hours this evening before those showers and thunderstorms fade out of the forecast. They return tomorrow at maybe as soon as the 8 o'clock hour, but the afternoon has been when we've been seeing the majority of our showers and storms. No exception tomorrow. Heavy rain going to be with us through the afternoon and evening. The tropics, we have a lot of areas of concern, but nothing that's looking too likely. All of these looking to be in the low end threats, 30% or less of producing a named tropical system over the next several days. But regardless, we have lots of rain coming our way. Temperatures will be into the 80s through the weekend, with rounds of heavy rain continuing as that front sits right on top of us. And next week we'll see our shower chances starting to go down around midweek, but very unsettled and very stormy week ahead.
Hopefully on Saturday we'll have some good weather for the Gators game against Samford. Coming up, we'll discuss the Gators' options at quarterback for their Week 2 matchup.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
Welcome into sports. I'm Ben McLeish. The Gators have a game against Samford this Saturday, but there's one problem. We still don't know who will be Florida's starting quarterback. WUFT's Anna Tsemba is live outside the Heavener Football Training Center. Anna, what can you tell us about the Gators' QB situation?
While we are still unsure who will be starting this weekend, there is a buzz going around true freshman quarterback DJ Lagway. He had his collegiate debut this past Saturday against Miami. At the end of the third quarter, he completed 3 out of his 6 attempts and led a touchdown drive in the fourth quarter. In high school, Lagway was named Mr. Texas Football and 2023's Gatorade National Player of the Year, amongst other things. If Graham Mertz is unhealthy and on concussion protocol, it is expected for the second-string quarterback DJ Lagway to be on the front end of the lineup against Samford. Napier will announce, hopefully within the next hour, who will be starting this weekend after practice. Live from Heavener Football Training Center, I'm Anna Tsemba, WUFT News.
Let's head to the volleyball court where 2 local high schools squared off last night. Eastside defended their home court against Chiefland, beating them in just 3 sets. Senior Samaya Daniels shined for the Rams, leading the team in both kills and blocks. This is Eastside's second consecutive sweep after starting the season 1-2. The Rams will have the chance to extend their winning streak to 3 games tonight with another home matchup against Interlaken. In other local matchups, Bradford faces off against Hawthorne, with both teams looking for their first win. And Buchholz hosts St. John Lutheran, which is looking for its first away win of the season. One final note, former Gator Billy Horschel finished the 2024 FedEx Cup season at number 23 after shooting 6 under at East Lake.
Big game for the Gators this weekend. Hopefully no more hurricanes rolling into the swamp this weekend, Will.
Yeah, if they were going to see some rain, no hurricanes, that's probably some good news for the Gators, but the rain chances are pretty high both Saturday and Sunday. We're looking at about an 80% chance, and most of those storms going to come into the late afternoon and evening for Saturday, so not looking perfect for game time. That's going to be the most likely time of the day that we are going to see rain, but fortunately rain chances do go down around midweek, but it stays very warm and muggy.
Thanks for joining us. We're back here tomorrow for another edition of First at 5.
But your North Central Florida news is always on WFT.org and all of our social media platforms. Have a good night.